Good morning to everybody. So today I am BISWAS. Today again the MMPH 001, Organizational Theory and Design. Today the block number 3 that we have to discuss, block number 3. Now let's see what are the contents and the unique contents of the block number 3. So block number 3, yes, this is organizational design. Where the unit number 6 and 7 today we have to discuss. Unit number 6 is topology of the organizational designs, and unit number 7 is contemporary organizational design. There are two topics, two units we have to discuss in block number 3. Now see the details of the unit number 6. Unit number 6, where you have to discuss, that is the line organizations, line and staff organizations, functional organization structures, product organizations, then your divisional structures, hybrid structures, formal and the informal organizations, centralization and the decentralizations, then your vertical structures, horizontal organizations, project organizations, matrix organizations, network structures, all these things. And unit number 7 is a contemporary organizational design, where you have to see what are the factors influencing the change organizations, choosing the appropriate organizational design, and the competitive and the force of the strategies, issues of the concepts, and emergence due to the contingent workforce. So other major organizations design challenges, all these things we have to see. Now try to clear the concept of organization design or structures. So in organization structure specifies the various job tasks and shows how the same are formally divided, grouped and coordinated. So within the structures, it has to be what should be divided, and it should be in a group, and what type of coordinations. That is basically the idea of these structures. So it provides the appropriate framework for the authority relationships, and it indicates the hierarchy of the organizational design, authority, and reporting the relationships. It is meant to help the organizations or the management to achieve the objectives set by the organizations. So considering some of the evidence, it has been decided by the strategy. There are 3 factors. Basically, there are 3 basic factors. Number 1 is the organizational size, then technology, which has to be used for convincing your financial, human resources or your physical resources. What are the things are there? Raw materials in the product research and the services. And third is your environmental uncertainty. That is your external, we can say the external environment. There are 3 things, basic factors are to be considered during the preparation of the structures. The line organizations is the simplest form of the organizational structures. The line structure is based on the scalar principles, which states that the authority and the responsibility should flow in a direct line vertically from the highest level to the lowest levels. The primary emphasis is the line organizations is upon the superior and the subordinate relationships directly. Every person's in the organizations, some direct chains are in the common. I will show you some of the diagram, your flow diagram, then it will be more clear. Here you see the topology of the organizational structure, the general manager. Then after that, you see here manager productions, manager finance, and manager marketing. There you see one of the line should be here and another line should be here, so connected. So in the general manager, there are three parts, three wings, you can say. There are three managers under the general manager. There's the manager productions, manager finance, and manager marketing. They are reporting, all these managers of production, finance, and marketing, they are reporting to general manager. That means here you see they are direct connected. Now all the production manager, they have some deputy manager where it is a direct interaction, the line connected. And finance manager is also have a deputy manager. And again, the deputy manager are directly or reporting to deputy manager. So that is the way it is interconnected or coordinated in there this way. Means it is we can say it is some of the whole. So all are somehow, some way directly connected. Now coming to your other most business organizations, except the very small, have this type of structures. As the organizations have grown complex, the problems of the line executives have become sufficiently complicated. The line executives being generalized need the advice of the personal and the personalized knowledge for the functions to tackle these problems. In line and the staff organizations, the line authority remains the same as it is does not in the line organizations. The authority flows from top to bottom. What are the authorities are there? The senior has to be all the authority. We have to flow that. So line executives perform the major functions and the staff functionaries support the advice of the line executive. So what are the superiors are giving the instructions? The line manager or line officers are simply follow the things that try to execute the things. Now another topological organizations are showing, that is your board of directors and their financial advisors. There are managing directors. Managing directors are reporting to board of directors. They are in this way. And some financial advisors are there. There is a chief accountant officer. They is reporting to managing director. Manager HR is reporting to managing director. It is a manager, actually the manager legal, one of the law. The law is also required. Assistant to managing director. So all are typically connected. And finally, the managing director is also reporting the division. There are three divisions. So division managers are also reporting directly to managing directors. Apart from these, all are support systems of the managing directors. This is one of the structure. Now, what is the advantage? The main advantage of the line and staff organizations is your specialized is the relief in the line executives. So there are no botheration for these things. They cannot concentrate on these things. Only the top level are concentrating these things. So specialized functions like selections, training, development, wages, salaries, administration, accounting, public, they don't bother about this. So that is one of the advantages. The work can be, no stress is there basically. So however, the disadvantage of the structure is that since the functionaries, those who are functioning, are not accountable for the results, so they may not be performing their duties effectively. Because those who are in the functionaries areas, so they don't know what are the strategies going on. So maybe the lack of information from there or lack of authority we can see. So this is sometimes the effective performance may not be possible. So that is the disadvantage. Now coming to another topological diagram, that is your managing director, then your general manager, and after that you see there are so many chief managers of this. Chief manager, the productions, the marketing, finance, human resource management, HR, and R&D. There are so many things. Basically, though, where the big organizations. Again, the chief manager productions under theme. There are production manager productions, purchase, then your quality control, engineering, all are under the your chief manager productions. Then marketing, there are some marketing manager and site managers or field engineer, field managers like this. This is the way, and even in the HR also you see there are some employment managers, the recruiting basically, and another is the HRD manager is there who is contracting the training programs and all these things. And industry relations has to see the development, any law, any arbitration or any problems, any grievances can really. So then wage and salary is another manager is there. All are under the HR. So this is the way the functional organizational structures are there. The functional organizational structure is all a function-wise structure is given. Advantage is the grouping people together and the basis of their specialized expertise. Though, so it is one of the facilities. So that the utilization and the coordination services we as a whole of the organizations. The functional grouping also provides the opportunities for the promotion and the career development. That's the advantage. But disadvantage is basically the sectional interest or sometimes may create a conflict. I mean, the particular division or sections, they are considering their interest, they are focused on their things. So sometimes it may not be a good practices. So it needs to organization as a group. So this is one of the disadvantages. Now another diagrams, the managing director and there are so many directors up there, and the R&D, finance, and the corporate marketing, then HR directors. And after that, so many managers are there, general managers are there. And then the manager, after that manager, there are some, so many other managers also there, production, sales, accounts, and HR like this. So these all are reporting to your general manager. Again, this means recruitment or you see the your career developments, so all these things, succession process, everything are seen by these managers. So these are basically your product-based organization structures. This form of organization structures is adopted by the large companies, basically where the producing the wide range of products. There are so many divisions, so many product ranges are there. So activities, depending on these activities and group, they are individual production of the company. Advantage is this product organizations is enable the diversifications because the chances of if you want to diversify the new product or maybe the same product in a different range or modified product, so that is possible. And because the minimal effort is there, because all these structures is there, manpower is also there, so it is one of the advantages. Disadvantage is this: the product organizations is each product divisions may promote its own product. So again, it may be some of the creates a problems in other product divisions. Hybrid. Now hybrid organization structures where president is there, accounting and financing they are reporting, and then after that vice president auto parts they are reporting to vice president directly. Here the vice president engineering they are also directly reporting to president, and here the sales and HR and marketing they are reporting to vice president. So you see there are some functionals and traditional mix, means that's why it is kind of hybrid structures. Hybrid formal combines the features of the functional and the divisional forms. So functionals and divisionals, both the things are combined. If you see, these are all are functionals, and it is the divisional part is there. The accounting and finance, and their engineering part is the auto part. So this is the way we can have a hybrid types. So what are the advantages of the hybrid? Overall organizations enjoy the benefits of the both functional and the product structures. So here actually you can say the power is authority is also decentralized. So that is one of the advantages. and it provides the opportunity to improve the coordination both with among the divisions. So some coordination factor is also there, and it is a well coordinated can be done. So these are all are advantage in the hybrid uh, structures. Now, another thing also, it enables the organization to pursue the adaptive strategy. Suppose some new technology is coming, so easily it can be adapted the product, so it will be not much problem will be there. Disadvantage is this: hybrid structure is the often leads to the excessive duplication. There because of there are both the things are clogged, so there are chances of duplication. So excessive duplications activities sometimes the functions and the, there it may be create a problems. So another disadvantage is the tendency to create a conflict also between the headquarters and the divisions, because headquarters are saying something and the divisionals is also ordering something. So sometimes the functional groups may create a some of the different both way the order is coming. The I mean the instructions are coming, so they are sometimes confused or maybe create a conflict of the two things. So that is one of the disadvantage of the functions. Now, the formal and the informal organizations. The formal organizations, basically the structure refers to your structure that clearly defined the jobs. Formal organizations, job has cleared and what to do, define the amount of the responsibility also authority has defined, and the some rule and regulation procedure will be there, and the guidelines is also there. So these are all things are there, then we can say it is a formal organizations. But in terms of you see the in considering the informal organizations, where the outcomes of the social interactions, there is some liberties that individuals can not exactly the follow the your formal organizations like this. So it is it counts of the interactions takes place between the individuals of the formal organizations. So when the people work together, they tend to form informal work groups. Because you see in the canteen, when the people are employees are joining in the canteen areas or in the cafeterias, you can see there are some informal discussion going on. Maybe sometimes the good decisions, good ideas are coming up. So that's why the outcomes are sometimes are coming from their research. So because there are some feel free to discuss with each other. There's no instruction, no boss, nothing. So so informal organizations are concept is also sometimes are successful. I mean, some of the product range, some of the organizations are also allowed to discuss with the staff in separate places. So often, spontaneously, because of the physical proximity is there, so there is a chance of discussions. So community and interactions are there. These formal groups are collectively known as the informal organizations or division. We can say. So formal and the informal organizations are the informal organizations can benefit the formal organizations in the following ways. What are the ways? It serves as a useful channel of the communications. It lightens the workload of the management if the letter gives due importance to the informal workloads. It reduces the undesirable effects of the rigidities of the formal organizations. So these all are your some of the advantage about benefit we can say of informal organizations. So it provides a safety valve for the employee emotions. Safety valve means you can bust your you can emotion you can say, share your you can share your emotions to some of the uh, with the within the employees within the colleagues. You can share some of your emotions because your unhappiness or something some stress you can share to each other. So that's why it is a safety valve where you can release your stresses. So that is can be possible only when the informal organizations appears. So now the centralizations. It refers to where the decision process are centralized, and it when the top management gives the maximum through not complete discussions to the lower level personals in the organizations to make the decisions, then it can be said that there is a decentralization in the organizations. When the top levels are not taking 100% decisions, they are rewarding the things, the lower levels, the personals, some decisions are there. So then you can see the decentralizations. It may be in the same place, it may be in the different places. That means the distribution of authorities. When you are giving the responsibility and authority to others, it means you are decentralizing the things. So sometimes it is helpful because you can reduce your loads and stresses of the top management, can have some time to create, or they can take some strategic decisions. That time should be given. Decentralized organizations action can be taken more quickly to solve the problem because you are authorized. Suppose, for example, your CEO and there are maybe three managing directors. So all the three managers are equally distributed their responsibility and tasks. They are taking their individual decisions by not taking the help of the CEO. Whatever the decision is taken, they can only pass on this decision has been taken care. So for the approval purposes only, the formalities purposes, they can pass on to the CEO only. But there is a post facto approval we can see normally. But otherwise, so this case you can say it is reduced and very quickly can solve the problems. So more people provide the inputs and the in these decisions for farming, for farms having the number of plants which are located in the different places. Decentralization is more beneficial, with most of the large companies now preferring to make the organizations more flexible and responsive. So there has been a marked change towards the decentralized decisions making. So it is now when basically when the organization is very big and the controlling may not be possible for only one man show. So that case you have to distribute. Now advantage, it reduces the burden of the management. That's why actually I'm telling you, the top management burden is reduced, freeing, and then from other operational decisions. So and enable them to concentrate on their strategic responsibilities so that they can take more attention on the strategic purposes because they are already distributed to their power and authority to managing directors or board members. So it can contribute to the staff motivations by enabling middle and lower management levels also to get a taste of the responsibility because he shows okay when I will be managing director or senior manager, so I will get some power. So that motivation will automatically come. It will encouraging basically. So now disadvantages also. Some greater coordinations by the senior management to ensure that the individual units in the organizations are not working against the interest of the whole organizations. It may be, so suppose I have a particular one unit, one divisions I have, I am the managing director, particular this division. So my focus will be there so that my division's productivity, my division's profit, I have to focus on only. Not altogether the organization's benefits. It may not be possible to think about it. I just focus on this division. So that is the one disadvantage of theirs. So sometimes they're working against the interest of the whole organizations may not be. So organizations are not working like this. So this is one of the disadvantage. It can lead to the consistency of the treatment of the customers, client and public, especially in service industries. Decentralization does not require a plentiful supply of the enable and well-motivated managers. So who are able to cope with the increased responsibility which decentralization brings about. Now see the diagram, the vertical structures. In the vertical organizations, you see in that is which the size of the vertical chain of the command is low. And there are so many chains are there. I mean the levels are more. The code maybe there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 and up to 7, 5 to 7. So the number of hierarchical levels are high. As such, more people have to communicate to the top management through the intervening layers of the executives. Suppose, for example, there are all are lower levels here. I mean, line managers, executives are there. Then report. Suppose you are moving some of the, initiating some of the notes or some of the your appraisals or something or project reports for the approval purposes. So it will go here, then here, because the hierarchical levels are more, so it will reach in the top levels. So again, some advantage and disadvantages are there, but now see, this is also one of the type of the vertical organizations are varying in this way. Now we have to see what are the advantages. Of the vertical organizations are they provide the greater communications of the organization's mission, value, goal are there. So one by one there. And checkpoints is also there. So quality in this way also will be good. So ability to sustain a very high degree of specialization functions can be achieved. Then disadvantage, because we have seen everywhere some advantages are there and disadvantages also there. So disadvantage, too many hierarchical levels consume more time for the communications, and the same may lead to delay in the decision making. So if the hierarchy level is more, so number one, time is essence, because time will be taken more and the decision making process will be delayed. So that is the main drawback. So as the vertical structures go hand in hand, so with the formality and the standardizations, the scope for the initiatives and the risk takings at the operational levels becomes limited. Now the characteristics of the horizontal structures. Horizontal structures. Now we are talking about the, earlier we have discussed about the vertical, now we are talking about the horizontals. Now horizontal structures are, we can say the flattened, means the is created around 3 to 5 core areas, means levels you can say. The process of the for the time rather than the traditional implemented functions. The vertical hierarchy the vertical hierarchy is flattened to reduce the level of the supervision. This is done by the combining the fragmented tasks, eliminating the work that fails to add values, and by cutting to the minimum activities within the each process. Multidisciplinary cross-functionals and self-managed teams, and that is there. That is, for example, finance, marketing, human resource, quality control, all are created to handle by the core process. So, and each team is entrusted with the core process. Now see the diagram, because diagram will be more clear. Before that, some of the areas are there. Customer satisfaction, net profit, primary drivers, the horizontal structures to work better. Employees are brought to the direct contacts, because in this case, direct contact is there, where the relevant customers and the suppliers may be brought into the full working members. All employees should be provided with the all data, and they have the trained for the analysis purposes. All employees and encouraged to develop the multiple skills. Horizontal organizations need to build a corporate culture and openness, cooperations, and the collaboration. See the diagrams. Here you see the advantage. You see here the levels are very less compared to your earlier in the vertical. Vertical there are maybe 7 or 8 we have seen. Now here you see only 1 or 3 tiers. You can see the hierarchical levels, and these 2 levels are, you can say, basically, and this is the your customer, or you can say the suppliers, or direct interactions with the people. So vertical organizations are main advantage is their decisions can be more quickly, because they are interacting with the things. There are no levels, so much levels, so decisions can be taken very fast. Disadvantage is your coordinations, problem of the coordinations, because there is no much coordination, only few, 1 or 2 levels. So there are chances of mismatch, or maybe the decisions may not be taken correctly. There are chances will be there. So absence of the proper reporting to the supervisors by the subordinates, because of the decentralizations, because the power is given for particular these levels. So there are chances of decision making process may be uh, not exactly the wrong. There are chances of unsuspicious may be there. So this is the some of the advantages there and disadvantages also there. Or rather, I can say other way, this is the quality because vertical structure there is quality will be there because chances of mistakes is less because lot of coordination means something and somewhere that can be seen by these some of the officers levels can be checkpoints are more, but in this case the checkpoints are less, so that's why the coordination points are not there, so there are chances of mismatch or not a very good decisions may not be there. So basically, the organizations undertake the big project or a number of small projects, create a project organizations. So now we are talking about your project organizations. So when the team is required, because if it is a very long time or very big projects are there, so there are some big project organizations are to be set up. Structure will be like this. So role of the project manager is quite challenging because he is the responsible for the completions of the project, exacting the time schedule. Within the time schedule, we have to execute all the things, and depending on the quality of the standards has to be maintained. So successful completion of the project hierarchical levels organization's design depends on how well he coordinates the activities of the project teams. So depending on these things, you have to make a structure of the project organizations. So this is one of the typically project management organization structures. The project organization structures. The general manager, then there are two project managers, project one and project two. There are maybe two projects are going in parallel. So project one manager again is a project manager. Suppose project one and project two, and there is a project manager. Again, you see in this case, all are product engineering, quality, HRM, sales, research, everything are he has to coordinate and with the team members. These all are team members as a team. So project manager has to coordinate to each everybody to given the tasks, monitoring the things, and execute the project accordingly. Project management, project organizations is suitable when the company has a one-time assignment or a huge contract, or when the company faces a unique challenge. The main advantage of the project organizations are this is the participation specialist is required because the specialized things are there because the opportunity of the prompt and expeditious and effective accomplishment. Accomplishment is the goal of the project. That motivates them to make the maximum contribution to the execution of the project is required. It facilitates the speedy communications between the project managers and your team members. It provides the flexibility in handling of the various tasks. So, project manager has to know how to handle the uh, team members. Disadvantage is this: entire project becomes the meaning. Otherwise, if the major project manager are not coordinating, fails to coordinate the activities, so then whole project will be lost. So the member of the project organizations to favor the contracts and the mainstream organizational life. As such, they may be bypassed when the opportunities arise in their respective field for the promotions also. So the job of the project manager becomes very difficult because he has to deal with the specialized from the number of diverse fields, different fields. The matrix, now we are talking about the matrix organizations. So matrix organizations where it is a departmentalized functionals and the product, where it is a mix, functionals and the product, both the things are mixed. It built around the project, which is headed by a project manager. Now the maximum organizations is difficult from the functional organizations. In the functional organizations, the project manager is given a complete responsibility for the project as well as the resources needed for its completions. So project manager has to share the resources with the rest of the enterprise. Matrix structures are advertising the agencies, aerospace firms, R&D laboratories, construction companies. These all are in the government agencies also. They are adopting the matrix structures. These are all of the one of the some of the examples of the things. Even in the universities also, management consulting firms, entertainment companies. These all are in structure of matrix structures. Now see the one of the diagrams. Managing director, the general manager, and here you see there are all are the different manager, functional managers are there, and here the project manager is also all the functional managers. Again, they have some project also, and the productions also is the same. Parallel, they are seeing the productions also, and the project manager is also there. So project there are maybe parallelly there are one or two projects is going on also. So that's why it is a matrix, means functionals as well as the project also. So structurally they are very in the HR specialist also there, some consultant also there, maybe some of the consultant. So this type of structures are basically your matrix organization. Now we have to see what is the advantage. So advantage is the matrix, the facilities, the coordinations when the organizations has the multiple complex and the interdependent activities. So here the point is when it is the multiple complex, as we seen there are some project is also there and the routine productions are also there. So there are some multiple systems are there. So interdependent activities are there. So that is one of the facilities. It ensures the effective utilization of the service and people with highly specialized skills. The direct and the frequent contact between the different functional specialists in the matrix ensures the better communications and the more flexibilities. Now, disadvantage of the matrix systems. This structure breaks the unity of the common concept. Reporting to one boss introduces and the report the conflict and your role ambiguities. It fosters power struggle between the product and your managers and the functional managers who share the same set of the resources. Matrix organizations incurs your higher cost than an organization with a conventional hierarchy. Here one of the points is there because the cost will be more because the functionals and the project, they are all a specialized group, so definitely the cost will be high. Virtual organizations, now we are talking about the virtual organizations. Now virtual organizations is the core organizations that outsources major business areas, and there in a corporate they can control it, centralize the things, so little or no departmentalized. So virtual organization creates a network relationships within the organizations. Nowadays you see post COVID-19 it is a more popular now the virtual organizations because sometimes the Zoom meetings or some of the network, through this network they can realize the what are the things that are going on, and instructions also given to this network on. And everywhere, these are in the manufacturing, distribution, marketing, R&D. These are all the latest trends of the scenario and global wise. The virtual organizations are some of the things that are there. Or just like you see the Ola, Uber, and Flipkart, Amazon, so all are, you see these all are virtual. So it's only based on the network they are doing all these things. So networking is done through the electronic technology. As such, the partnerships between the virtual organizations and other organizations. And now it is not to explain more because everybody are understand what are the things are going on and present scenario. So these all are virtual organizations. These are the electronic contracts. You see here some of the things are there. The center virtual organization structures. The central is the core organizations located in the, suppose for in the Sydney in Australia. But now you see the USA, there are R&D is going on in the US, the consulting firms. They are through this network they are integrated. And see, the manufacturing is doing in the company. There is a bank of authority, and there the team, the distribution of the company, where the things are ultimately distributed. There is a your Japan, and manufacturing may be located in Pune, India. So this is the way the virtual organizations globally. You can the picture is the core is in Australia, but they are connecting with other countries and through this network. And this is a business also going on. So advantage and some disadvantage you have to discuss. Advantage of the virtual organizations. Through the virtual organization, it is possible to create a best of the everything. Organizations. You can collect the best things. Organizations because each partner being a core competence. Because every partner has a core competence. So you can get it your best of everything you can get it. Virtual organizations allows someone with an innovative ideas and the little money to successfully compare against the large companies. Because there the money is less, you are investing less, but you are getting more. So this is the possible because of the flexible natures. But now to see the disadvantage. It reduces the management's control over the key part of the business because sometimes you cannot control it. Chances of control is very easy because they are located in different countries. So reliability of the partners may be doubtful sometimes, it may be doubtful. So that chances are there sometimes. So these are all are small disadvantages, but advantage is there, no problem. Boundaryless organizations, again, it seeks to remove the vertical and the horizontal boundaries. Both the things are not there. So even it is a often once the management removes the vertical boundaries, the structure of the organization looks more like a silo or than a pyramid type, than a pyramid. It to break down the vertical boundaries, the management adopts the following strategies. So, what are the strategies should be taken to break down these things? Creating the cross hierarchical teams to cross the things, encouraging the participative discussions or decision making through this, or making a 360-degree performance appraisals. Then you can have a better boundaryless organizations. It to reduce the boundaries of the horizontal boundaries now. Particularly, we have discussed now the horizontal boundaries. Some strategies have to take it, replacing the functional departments with the cross-functional teams and the organizations activities around the process using the lateral transfers. So laterally you have to transfer the things, so there should not be any hindrance. So rotating the people into in and out, into the and out the different functional areas. Finance people can go to the production. Production can be go to marketing. So this is the way they can rotate the people so that everybody have a contribute the things. So external boundaries can be reduced through the practices like the strategies, alliances, customer organization, linkages, telecommunicating. This is the way it can be possible. So major advantage of the boundaries-less organizations are that is that it fosters the work teamwork among the employees. So it accelerates the things basically. It to ensure the speedy communications within the organizations. There is one advantage. Suppliers and the organizations communication will be more. It can help the competitiveness in the global economy. That is one of the major advantage. Principally, the drawback form of the organizations that it is difficult to clarify clearly establishing the relationships between the supervisors and the subordinates in the organization because both are almost the same level of working. So it is very difficult to clearly establish who is the boss to whom. Organizations now the inverted pyramid. Inverted pyramids is the reverse. It's inverted. What are the pyramid shapes like the triangular shape we have seen? The vertex will be in the downside and the base will be off. That is the inverted pyramid. Organizations with this type of structures put the customers at the top levels. And the most important role in the driving the businesses. The frontline employees, like the sales representatives, people in charge of the help desk, etc., who come in the direct contact with the customers, are also given a similar positions. The chief executive officer, CEO of the organizations in the bottom of the structures. So thus, in this form of organizations, the role of the management changes from a commanding one to the supporting one. Now see the diagrams. Now in this diagram you see the pyramid structures where the CEO is the bottom and then the reporting staff is there and the frontline employees are there, this is customers. Suppose for your customer care, if any phone calls are coming from the customers. So customers are ringing, so frontline employer, the officers are taking care of all these things, their grievances, any problems, and they are addressing everything. So is not to take a very permission on the decision making process are there. Here they are taking care 90%, 90 to 95%, maybe sometimes 100%, they are taking care of the customers' problems, they are sharing the everything. They are giving their decisions and customer is there. So satisfaction, customer satisfaction depends on the frontline employees. If any suggestion or if any guidance are required, then supporting staffs are giving the things. And then finally it will reach the CEO. So in this case you see, so that's why we are calling it the inverted. Mostly the BPOs, customer care departments, sales companies, those who are this type of structures. Advantage. Inverted pyramids, the structure gives the first preference to the customers. Therefore, it becomes easy for the organizations to know the customer's choice and work out the appropriate strategies to ensure the customer satisfaction. Because the frontliners, they are interacting with the customers. They are better I can understand what the problem is going on with the customers. So if they solve it, they will be hurtfully, I mean the 100% they can give. They can take their responsibility if it is deliberated. So need not to small thing can go to the CEO. And CEO then decision making process will be delayed. So it is a form of organization the employees are given more responsibility and the authority than the top management. Disadvantage is this because any inverted pyramid relates to the formulation of the strategies. The frontliner foremen are not quite equipped to formulate the strategies regarding the organizations. So this leaves a sufficient ground within the organizations to doubt about the capabilities and make up studies. It means, other way I can say it, the frontliners, those who are directly discuss with the customers, they have to work. They are some decision-making capability. They should have just to train for that. If the frontline officers or employees are not trained enough, they are not capable to take the appropriate strategies, then it will be a problem. So that's why it is a disadvantage. So you have to select the persons in the frontliner, those who are directly connect with the customers, especially in the inverted pyramids. So they have to well trained and you have to educate it, highly educated, and maybe the management skills specifically they should have. Then only you can survive. So this is one of the part of the disadvantage. Now, task force. The task force is a temporary structures where the seasonal basis or something special things are there for 1 month or 2 months or maybe 3 months or particular project. Some of the task force they have to construct. I mean accordingly the structure will be there. The member of these task force are transferred to another task force once the goal and their task is achieved. When the particular one project is achieved, then force will be diverted to other project. Advantage is this because that organizations can enjoy and benefit of the both traditional and the structures, and the task force is also there. The traditional structure is also there, and the task force system is also there. Simultaneously is there. This is one of the advantages. Need not to disturb the regular staff or the traditional structures. Need not to disturb things. It will be remain the same thing. So benefits are stability will be there, flexibility, and the efficiency will be there. These are all our advantage part. The major disadvantage, disadvantage is major management fails its to job for the coordinating the activities, the task force, and the maintaining the harmonious interpersonal relationships within the task force. That is sometimes a problem. So the very purpose of the creating the task force gets defeated. So a coordination is job coordination is very much required in this. Otherwise, it is a fail of the management. Now, mechanistic and the organic structures. Mechanistic organizations which characterized by the rules and procedures, these are all are mechanical type. Means there are some rules and regulations, the top and the tendency of the informations provided with the need for the known basics. So these are all are mechanical things, very mechanistic type. Organic organizations was characterized by the low formalizations, rule and regulations were not written correctly. If the written down were the ignored, maybe open and widely use the communication patterns which incorporate horizontal, diagonal, as well as the vertical channels. So these are organic organizations. The relation of one firm to the other elastic as such an organizations may oscillate from one end, there is a mechanistics to the other depending upon the nature of the environment and the other factors like the overall strategy of the organization's size and technology are there. Now, due to technological advances, the concept of the sense of the response organizations are doing the rounds in the recent times. The progress made of the doing your e-business, then service delivery capabilities, and they will develop the highly rate-on network organizations are being developed. These all are contemporary organizations that design for this. Because of the technological advances, you have to focus on technological things. So today's world, the major challenges in the firm is the same as that the consultancy firms, and that the facing the unpredictable demand, changes in the environmental factors. Sometimes the war is going on, somewhere the climate problems. So these all are the things are there. And constant threat and the opportunity is always there. Therefore, organizations require speed and the flexibility more than the fixed defined structures. The organizations facing the unpredictable demand and the changing factors need to focus on the intellectual resources and thus they rely on the free, fluid, and the temporary design. The organizations need to be a focal point of that transformation. Now, where the area to be needed more focus, inclusivity and the employee voice. That is one of the important part. Changing the workplace dynamics and the role of the organization's environment. These are all three things are very important. The focal points. The environment can be classified in two categories. One is the task environment and the general environment. So role of the international environment is another part. So all are consideration to be focused. Now see some of the Porter's competitive force and the strategies. He has given some of the theories that are considerations that the threat of new entrants. This is one of the things. The power of suppliers, then your power of buyers, threat of the substitutes, and the rivalry among the existing competitors. This is also one of the your main points because every company are competitions are there, new products are coming, challenges are there. So these all are the competitive forces in this area. So organizational dynamics, diagnosis, issues and concept. Here you have to see the main organizational design issues. The competing the priorities due to poor governance, that is one of the things. Unwanted turnover due to lousy your role designs. inaccessible bosses due to excessive span of control, because when your manpower is more, you are not controlled, you cannot contact with each other's times constraints are there. So that's why sometimes the inaccessible are there. Boss cannot be free all the time. He is busy with some of the issues discussed with everybody. So this is because of the span of control you have to reduce, and so that can be possible. So that is one of the issues. We are talking about the issues. Now, cross-functional rivalry due to misaligned incentives. So because of the alignment is not good, the cross-functional problems are there. So that is one of the things. Now we see the emerge due to the contingent workforce. What are the things? There are some of the seasonal occupations and the contractual works, both the which the employee and the individuals for a particular time based on the nature of the services. The employees are generally a part of the temporary work agreements, often the temporary and freelancers. So all the process involved in the maintaining employees' relations and the engagement may differ from the standard methods. So it is should be well defined in your maintaining the very coordinated way. So contractual labors, I mean, nowadays it has happened seasonal basis. So there are some of the mismatches there. So employees are generally the temporary basis. So that's why you have to see these are all of the new concepts are coming during your seasonal times. So to ensure the employees stay connected, you have to ensure that employees are connected to raise the technological, what are the technology are fostered in the employees to stay connected. Despite of the geographical challenge, even though, so then you have to connect with these things. So network and video conferences is very much, it will help the people to interact, telecommunicating and different things. The many the global structural issues are also there. Design the various concerning cultures and the geographical to less advantage, and your countries may witness the formal structures focus on the economical development countries that have skill sets and the education in the organizations, and in the within the employees they should be more educated, and therefore a flexible empowering the design can help the employees facilitate in the organization's goals. Now we see the one of the diagram that is very more clear. This is horizontal organizational structures. That is you see the management systems. This is a flat organization. This is also a distributed management. So systems where not one person. This is not any one only boss. Person is not. The employees can make important decisions at all levels. You see here the manufacturing manager, sales manager, engineering managers, and human resource managers are there. And new product development team is also there. So evaluating your diversity task forces, and there's a team assignments also there. So this is the one of the horizontal organization structures. This is a contemporary way we can decide. So the horizontal organizational structures should be in the plant management, basically in the plant management. So we can distribute the works. So that's why it is called a distributed management system, DMS systems. Now we see the move towards the building of a flexible organizations. Specific steps are there. The following are the different steps. Informal ties in the organizations need to observe. It always better to view the organizations as a whole rather than the separate components. Always maintain the core and the focus on the challenging of the and the experiencing the edges, and initiate the focus on your solving the complex situation by the removing the unnecessary administrative barriers that shouldn't be there. So it is all other movements. Building a flexible organizations. Ensure that there is a proper communication, and the communication among the team and the employees wherever it is needed. Use of the data analytics to solve the complex problems. Accelerate the process of the decision making in sufficient matters. It is essential to empower the employees and the teams wherever it is needed and to the goals. So it's all are the building things. So now I think almost we have finished the things. Now where we can discuss all the structural the designs in all these things and your structures and the contributors. So different type of structures we have to discuss here. So we are now looking forward to the next block. So okay, thank you very much. Okay.